Ready for this? Okay, I don't have a sample to show you here, but we'll do it with videotape. One of the finest human beings on the planet is my buddy Phillip Watson. And he brings us exotics. This is the only order of the year. These were brand new on the 3rd of this month. These are Montana strawberries. And the first question you'll ask is, well, what does that matter, Montana? Well, Montana is in the snow belt. So their growing season is considerably smaller than other areas of the country. So those people who understand horticulture, like my friend Phillip, needed to be able to breed strawberries that would be the first on your block. And these are bigger and they're sweeter. And already, Jen, you said how many? 6,400 sets have been been bought. There's only 1,200 that are left. Here's the biggest difference. These are not coming to you as bare roots. These are coming to you already as live plants. And you're getting 5 of them. So what you're going to have is strawberries early. Strawberries that'll be there much sooner than your neighbors. And enjoy. Let me introduce you to my buddy. Phillip Watson has been a force of nature with plants here at QVC for decades. Now he's doing his own thing, and I think it's fantastic, bringing us the very best. If you're used to strawberries that cost you a fortune at the grocery store this time of year, wait till they see the size of the strawberries they can grow on their own back deck coming up in spring. Good to see you, buddy.
I'm eating.
Already, yeah.
Hey, Dan, I tell you what, I love strawberries. I particularly love the big ones that have the high sugar content, which is what these Montana strawberries have. And I'm glad you mentioned the short growing season, because these are what are called ever-bearing strawberries. It's not just like one time, it's all season long. They keep setting fruit. So you have much more opportunities to have a lot of strawberries. You're getting 5 big plants, and I'm going to scoot around here just a little bit to show you. Now, it looks like it's not even in a pot. It's in what's called an Ellie pot. It's biodegradable. You plant this, and it grows, and you get 5 of these plants. Don't plant them any deeper than they are, in full sun, in a patch, or in a pot. And you're going to have strawberries galore this year. And if you hadn't got a container, you can go online and pick up mine from QVC.com, my whiskey barrel in red to match the strawberry.
Yeah, my favorite thing to grow, I love flowers, I do, but it's all about edibles, you know?
Yeah.
And we've heard of container gardening being so popular over the years. I coined the phrase about 5 years ago of container farming, to actually get more of your produce from your own back deck. You can't get it any fresher than having it right there. And these are strawberries.
And the critters don't get to it.
Yeah, that's true too.
And the weeds don't come up in the pot.
Yeah. And it's a big strawberry, and they're juicy and wonderful. I think some of the strawberry breeds that we've had available here in Pennsylvania were bred more for show than for flavor. Because we can get big strawberries, but they don't normally have this type of sweetness to them.
Well, that's right. And this one has won awards for flavor and also for its production. You got a lot of flavor, you got a lot of strawberries, and you can do them in a container or in the ground. And these are perennial. These come back every single year.
Yeah.
And they do well in Florida. They do well in Montana. So you will love having these strawberries, and children love strawberries, and big kids like me love them too.
Well, and that is another difference. Again, you're getting 5 plants. An annual is only good for 1 year.
Yes.
Usually, unless you take the time to winter it over and bring it into the house. These are perennials, so this could be a heritage, a legacy of strawberries. And there is a difference in flavor and sugar content between different strains. So I highly recommend you go with the strawberry, even if you live in a warmer climate, that was hybridized and bred for northern climates, because the growing season is less, so the plant's got to do more. It's got to be more productive. And just like Big Sky Country of Montana, this is big strawberry country too.
My brother lives out there.
Yeah.
I love the strawberries. And again, with supply chain issues, I can't count on the grocery store to have what I want,
Yep.
or even the nursery to have what I want. I want my own plants, and particularly with everything that's going on, I want to know that my strawberries, which is a fruit that you do not peel, I want to know that my hands are the only hands that have touched it. Just saying.
That's good. I like that. The strawberries that we're seeing at the grocery store, part of the reason why they are so darned expensive is they literally have come from over 1,000 miles away. And gasoline is still a commodity that is not going down in price. So this is the least expensive way to get them. Now, there is such a thing as generic plants. And for so many of the garden centers, and heaven forbid, if you're buying your edible plants at the same place that people buy drywall at, you're not getting the best of the best. I know that we're not allowed to talk about who your clients are, Phillip, but they are some of the wealthiest people in America. And by golly, if they live in Martha's Vineyard and they want the best strawberries on the planet, they're getting them from you. They're buying those plants from you.
They haven't got time for mistakes, and I can't afford to make mistakes. So I come with the right plants that are easy to take care of. And that's what we do. I want to make gardening fun again. And the way to make it fun is to make it easy and to make it, in this case, very, very delicious.
I've got 2 grandbabies now, and they're old enough to understand. They're almost 7 and 5. And having plants that are edibles, it really is a fun experience to be able to just walk out on the back deck, pluck it off. I don't even have to wash them. Just right off the plant. And would you hold one of those up? Because I want people to see how big they are. They're not tiny. Look at that.
And they are absolutely delicious. The trouble I have is that I will eat most of the set support before the show starts.
Yeah.
I just can't help it.
Did you know strawberries, they're the only fruit that we eat on a regular basis where the seeds are on the outside?
Yeah, exactly.
I've got
it's just
left.
A pretty thing.
Phillip, I was just, Jen got in my earpiece and said there's 1,000 left. When I say there's 1,000 left, I'm not talking about for this presentation. I'm talking about for the entire gardening season.
It's the whole season.
Over 7,000 have already been spoken for. I had said at the beginning of the show that I fully expect that this is the one item that will sell out in this show. I've got about 30 minutes left before Pat comes in, Pat James Dementry, but it's also one of the easiest. Phillip, speak to my producer. Jen is one of the nicest human beings I know, but she has no confidence in gardening. She says she kills every plant. Why should she consider Montana strawberries for her and her family?
Well, I tell you what, they're very easy to grow. They're potted. A lot of the strawberry plants you get in are bare root.
Yep.
These are already potted. They're ready to go, full sun. They can grow in a shallow pot, and you just water them and have them in the sun, and they come back every year. They're very, very easy to take care of. And in a container up by your house, you don't have critter problems, which I like too. And if you've got a big pot of something, you can plant it underneath something and have it spill over the side.
Yeah.
I even planted mine in front of my rose bushes because they like the same fertilizer. But it's easy, it's gratifying. It's also a good starter edible. Some edibles are not easy. This is a very easy one. And the tomatoes are very easy too, but you have to plant them every year. This is perennial, comes back every year. And as such, they're guaranteed for a full year. So it's on me. If you can't grow it, just let me know. We'll let you try again.
So many times, strawberry plants that you find at gardening centers or, heaven forbid, warehouse stores, they have a very short growing season.
Yes.
And because of that, they also are not going to be the most preferable in flavor and in texture. Have you ever bitten into a strawberry that's just too tough? Well, these are softer, they're sweeter, they're bigger, and from the time you start blooming, it'll be little white flowers. Every little white flower becomes a strawberry, but those flowers are there all the way up until right before the first frost. So you're going to be making jams and jellies if you want to. I have a groundhog named Charlie who lives underneath my barn. He looked like a Charlie. What are you going to, okay? I share my strawberry plants with him. And it's the
Yes.
cutest thing in the world for me to sit out on my back deck and see this little fat-bodied groundhog come over and gingerly pick up a strawberry and hold it in his hands like a baby otter. And I swear he smiles when he eats. It makes me happy, and I think strawberries make most people happy.
Well, they do, but I'm telling you what, if the groundhog comes up in my garden, I'll be furious. As
Yeah,
nice as you are.
yeah, I can't help it with this guy. He's too cute. And look at how prolific. Look how many strawberries are starting to bloom at the bottom there.
And that's what they do is because unlike the regular strawberries, these are sending out new blooms while they have strawberries on them. So
Yeah.
it's that perpetual strawberry factory that's going on all the way up until frost. I love that. And they're so handsome that I do call them an ornamental edible. They're handsome enough, to have out with your flower pot or even planted in the front of your border where the sun is. They're real good looking plants. So
Okay.
put them where you can get at them.
I just got a new update. Again,
Yes.
these were on the air for the very first time on the 3rd of February. I think you've only had, one airing with them, Phillip?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
We had over 6,400 people who picked them up. Now we've got well over 7,000 that have. I've got 800 sets remaining, and people are picking up more than one. Look at the price tag on this. That price tag is $23.55. I guarantee you that if you had $23.55 to spend on strawberries at the grocery store, you won't get 1/10 as many strawberries as you would if you spend your money on buying these plants and grow them yourself. And they're going to be a better strawberry grown at home. Always.
It'll be good because I have made myself eat the grocery store strawberries because I paid for them.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, pink styrofoam. But here you got big fruit, and also you're going to get 5 of these plants that are good to go. That's the trick.
Yeah.
There they are. They're not bare root. I love this.
Here's another factor. People don't realize this. A lot of produce has been hybridized and bred, not for flavor and not even for color. They've been hybridized to give it thicker skin so that they travel better.
Correct.
Because strawberries that are in our grocery stores today are coming from South America. They're traveling thousands of miles before they ever get here. There's the freshest, greatest produce you will ever taste comes from your backyard. There are less than 700 of these sets that are remaining. Don't just put them in the shopping cart. I've tried that trick myself, and what happens is after a span of time, it empties itself out and you're going to miss out. These will ship directly to you through Phillip's expertise at exactly the right time for you to be able to plant them in pots on your back deck, on your patio. You want to make sure that they're close by. I can't walk by my strawberry plant without grabbing one or two once they're in bloom. And it's just, it makes me happy.
It does me too, but it used to be, in the old, or as Hazel would say, she'll say, was that in the olden days when I'm talking about something? But I love having the strawberries in the house all summer long. I've got my heirloom tomatoes in there too. And I live here by myself with my little dog. We've got good food in the house. It's nice, it's tasty, and it's different from what other people have who went to the grocery store.
I also like the idea of gifting, I did it with apples, I did it with produce, I did it with peppers last year. That was my way of saying to neighbors, hey, we don't see as much of each other with the pandemic, but I'm still thinking about you. Strawberries are a great way of saying you care. I hope you know I care, buddy. Be well. You give us one of the best warranties in the world on live plants. There's few things in life where you're guaranteed success, but that's what you do.
Thank you.